Thanks, everybody. I was it was it Mary Ann said there a few minutes ago? Not many people seem to be interested in promoting our activity. It's always been discouraging because, especially as this what looks like a prime opportunity to our build on our recreation post pandemically, we really need some great promotion. So what I've done, this screen that's up right now shows the different icons at the bottom. So I've got
Excuse me,
summary
Brian.
on,
Sorry, Brian, I have to
yeah,
interrupt you for a minute. I forgot my disclaimer. I record all these sessions and they will be posted on the BC Federation website for review. I didn't get last week's up because I didn't get the video edited, but if you do not want your image to appear on the video, please turn your video off. Okay, Brian, that was my disclaimer.
or or you can wear a mask throughout the session so that just bring it up high over your eyes. Anyway, across the bottom there are 6 of many social media outlets. In the lower left is Facebook. Then to the right of that is Pinterest. And then Instagram is that squares within a square. The bird, I think most everybody knows, is Twitter, where you tweet messages. The IN is for LinkedIn, largely a business related social medium. And then YouTube's on the far right. So this screen shows them more clearly here. I thought everybody, I'd leave Facebook for the latter portion because there's a lot more to Facebook. So I'll go down on the left and then down on the right. So I was going to start with Pinterest. If your window, if your Zoom window is blocking any of that, you can grab it and move it around. So Pinterest is, as they say here, a visual discovery engine for finding ideas. And when things are posted, that's called a pin. And pins are basically bookmarks. And as it says there, they can be images or videos or products. When you click on a pin, you might visit a website, as it says there, to learn how to make something or where to buy it. But many other things can be accessed through the pin. Here's an example at the bottom. If you tried social square dancing, you can pin to your page a photo of yourself in uproarious laughter on the dance floor, ideally, and add a comment telling how much fun you had. So that could be a pin with a link to the photo and the text information. Rachel Cornway is the Canadian Society's promotion person. She lives in Dorval, Quebec. She might have been with us today. No, she's not on the screen. She sent me something here, everybody, just last night. It's not too long. She says Pinterest, at least for the Canadian Square and Round Net Society, has been a place to pin links to good content, YouTube videos, press articles, magazine articles, news items, and websites. It's all organized under themes called boards. Makes sense. You stick a pin in a board. People would pick a board, they'd click on it, and then that opens to the articles that have been stored there. You click on the picture, and it will take you to the website that features the article, poster, or video. She suggested that certain boards might be useful to us if we're applying for grants. Some boards are on health, research on health, if you're going to do an application for a grant. Best examples for promotion she gave were the best promotion information, best video, best website. So they'd all be grouped together on a board. She says the press boards are basically clippings of the most recent media on square dancing. And then she added, "When we dance." That's a pandemic reference. Then there are idea boards, she says, basically things like theme parties, etc. I think that was pretty much. She does say in the last paragraph here, Pinterest has changed a lot in ways I don't really understand, but that is what might prove useful to most people. The info I just read. She says it used to be that you could make your own collection. Um, so I've got it ready to punch up here. Let me just show you the society. Um, the society board. Pinterest, here it is. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this sharing screen business here. So we're actually on the society's Pinterest board. By the way, I'm coming through okay, I hope. I was having issues with freeze ups, but
You
so
have
there's the society. Yeah.
you have the occasional hitch, Brian, but it seems to be okay at the moment.
Oh, thank goodness. So that's pinterest.ca/Canadian Square. It looks like when they entered their name, it's hard to see at the very top there, but they entered their name and tried to go square and all it got in, I think, was the AN. But that is their, I guess I can move my mouse around. Up in the top left there is the URL, as they call it. So let me just scan down a little bit, give you an idea. So this is what Rachel and the society have posted. Um, I'm not, it's new to me, so I haven't gone, I identified the boards per se, but as you go through each of these, they will link. I'm just trying to find, looks like it's mostly inspirational slogans about square dancing. Um, Reasons to dance over here on the left. Just wondered if there would be I don't think I'll try a video link to avoid freezing this thing up, but it goes on and on. As much stuff as could be found that was relevant to our dance activity. So I think I'll leave it at that, folks. That's Pinterest. That's one of many social media options. I thought it interesting that the society chose that one among the different ones. They've also got a Facebook page, but I could see it certainly having value. Okay, where am I at here now? I was going to move on to sorry, got to find the right one here. Okay, so this one is, if I've got it organized properly, hey, it's Instagram. Instagram is really popular with young people. As it says there, it's an entirely visual platform. It's not like Facebook, because Facebook relies on both text and pictures. Instagram is all about pictures. There at the upper section, there is the logo for Instagram. Many times you just see that logo and you're supposed to know that means Instagram. And the web page is pretty simple. That's where you would get your free account, instagram.com. So second line there is that it's designed largely for mobile devices such as smartphones. You can get on it now, apparently not originally, but you can get on it on your computer using a web browser, and there's limited stuff you can do, but it's really meant to post pictures, images from a smartphone or a mobile device. What do we got down below there? It allows users to edit and upload photos and short videos through a mobile application. Users can add a caption to each of their posts and use hashtags and location-based geotags. That's really interesting. It identifies where the heck in the world you are. And those can be added to the posts.
Brian,
Interest, yeah.
would you explain to everybody what a hashtag is, please?
Yeah, I was going to bring it up under Twitter, but a hashtag is a phrase, sometimes it can be just one word, that allows cross-referencing. It's usually indicated with a number sign symbol followed by the single word or phrase. Um, Allows you to access items of particular interest, maybe even geographic areas. You could look up Instagram messages for Williams Lake or Kamloops, probably with a number sign Kamloops hashtag. I was going to, I will get into that as we move on to Twitter, which also incorporates hashtags. I thought at the bottom there, that's really interesting. Look at the largest age group. That means if we as a dance um, community wanted to access 33% of the Instagram followers, they're in the 25 to 34 age range. I would think many starting young families. Um, what crossed my mind is we've got two preteen and teens square and round dance clubs in the province, one in Burnaby called the Westburn Wranglers and one in Surrey called the Delta Sun Dancers. They could they could use Instagram to access that rather important age group. I know it wouldn't reach the kids so much as the parents, but it's the parents that usually select where their kids are going to be recreating, as I might say. Um, Anything else in my notes that I thought was particularly important there? Um, basically what I've rattled off there. So let me move it on to the next the next image. Gee, I'm still getting used to this system. um, okay, I'll take that to full screen for you there. So Twitter, um, again, these are all free services, everybody. But of course, they have advertising. They get their revenue from advertising on the system. But Twitter is a free service and it's intended to communicate through quick, frequent messages. And we had loads of help from Donald J. Trump in the last 4 years. So, uh, and of course, he got such that he was using Twitter to incite insurrection. So they bumped him right off the system. But now word is he's going to start his own social media channel. I dread that. Um, Twitter, because it's meant to be quick, frequent messages, you can't enter more than 280 characters. And but you can, apart from the text, include photos, videos, and links. Um, I'm going to make an effort to show you one of the Federation's Twitter pages because that link thing is a wonderful help. In your short message, you can link to the longer message that might perhaps be posted on Facebook that has a lot more detail. So third section down, you follow other Twitter accounts and they can follow you, and messages are searchable through a search option if you want to find a particular message or topic. And there's that hashtags again. Again, a hashtag allows your message to be better targeted regarding geography and topic. And there's an example, and this comes from experience. I was helping Surrey Square Wheelers. Dance club down there was running ads, and I try to support each club with Twitter because it's free, easy to use. I usually do Twitter messages, and I would put in hashtag number sign Surrey and realize that there's a Surrey, England, because Twitter is a worldwide, you know, social media avenue. That wasn't good because people weren't getting the Surrey I meant. So if you put BC, then zeroes in on material from Surrey, BC. Another one would be Langley, because the famous FBI headquarters are in Langley. I think it's the state of Virginia. You don't want to put Langley, you want to go Langley, BC. Okay. AI. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to go. The BC Federation is using twitter.com, and I use a page called BC Fed Dance News, mostly to post information and news. It's not intended to be interactive, but the one that is interactive is BC Fed Live. Okay, let me see if I can get it to go to that. Okay, does it want me to sign in here? Let me see. I think it might be signed in already. Okay. So BC Fed Live is a Twitter page, one of two that I maintain for the Federation. And you can see in the heading there, it says that it's meant to be interactive dialogue and a look at the active lives of members in the nonprofit federation. And then there's the type of advantage to this, a link to our promotional page on which you can find lessons throughout British Columbia, new dancer lessons. We've got 89 people following or followers of the page. I'm pretty sure following, and this page is following 45 people with Twitter accounts. That's the interactive part. So here is the post of March 29. This is something important to point out, that you can, when you follow a
Ryan,
Twitter.
we're not seeing this.
Oh,
We're not seeing your Twitter page.
I am so sorry. As I say, this is okay, that should bring it up now. You got it now. So what I was referring to, there's the header, BC Fed Live. I'll scroll down. Here's the most recent post. And what's happened here is I retweeted and added a message to the original post from BC Fed Dance News. So that was the announcement of today's session. And then using the retweet mode, I think I can probably, yeah, there they are down there. Just underneath are the symbols to, there's reply, there's retweet. Then I added a little bit more to the tweet to round it out. I think the point here was that to show the importance of understanding that 64% of the population's on Facebook, which I'll get to. Can I try to scroll down? There's that session with Mike Hogan promoted. So once again, I'll just scroll to the top because 89 people are following this page. So if they like something, they can retweet it and send it out to their followers. I wanted to get down to some real dance promotion because that would let you see. Well, here's one here. This was February the 5th of 20. I'm pretty sure it's the Aldergrove OIP Hall. Okay, it was Wendy Kruger of Abbotsford, our caller and Federation secretary. She established a free dance on, in this case, this is very timely because this would have run in the week leading up to Thursday at 1 o'clock. So the message there, don't miss the free chance to try today's style of square dancing, etc., etc. Got the location, the duration, but there's your hashtags, everybody. You want that to focus on Aldergrove, Langley, BC, Abbotsford, Surrey, BC, because the lessons are in Aldergrove at the OAP Hall. And then furthermore, this link just above the picture takes you to the specific listing for Wendy's Club, Valley Promenaders in Aldergrove, a picture of Wendy, a picture of the hall, all the pertinent information. So that's the wonderful thing when you can incorporate links in this case in a tweet. And that was just a photo grab that was trying to express the joy, the fun of dancing. Here's one for clogging. You'll notice the hashtags there across the top because they're trying to appeal. This is the Vernon clog group. They're trying to appeal to the North Okanagan area. So you'll see Vernon, BC, Armstrong, BC, Lumbee, Coldstream, BC, Lake Country, BC, and the message and one photo. And the bloggers have their own page. So there's the actual link that takes you right to the more expanded information. I'll leave it at that because that gives you an idea. But as I scroll down here, you see different. There's one appealing, trying to. That was you, Jean, the Four Ways Family Dance Club. The photo was trying to show that young people, families are welcome to that. So that's, I think that's pretty decent to give you an idea of Twitter. I probably missed something important, but there's so much to this, everybody. You can follow other Twitter accounts. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's make an effort to move on to LinkedIn.
Brian, if you
Yes,
want, you
ma'am.
can leave your sharing window open. You don't need to close it. It might be
Oh,
easier for you.
oh, okay. In that case, I had to. I guess I bounce around and go like I could have gone into the Twitter webpage right from the.
We see exactly what is on your desktop. It's what you're
Yeah,
looking
okay,
at on your monitor is exactly what we see. So if you
okay,
want, you can switch between pages and just instead of having to start it all the time.
okay. I'll try that then. So
Okay.
this is supposedly showing your LinkedIn information. This one's, you're going to say, thank goodness he doesn't have to talk too long here. It's a free social networking site, but it's designed specifically for the business community. And the goal of the site is to allow registered members, who've got their free membership to LinkedIn, to establish and basically document networks of people they know and trust professionally. So what are some of the points on there? It's been going since 2003. Yeah, if you're looking for work, you can post your CV, which is a summary of your career qualifications and education. And here's an idea. Callers can consider this a good page, callers and queuers, to list their dance instruction availability specifically for businesses and corporations wanting to introduce teamwork to employees. Not just teamwork, but the whole thing of cooperation, coordination, even tolerance of your fellow co-worker. When you're in a square dance, you have to be tolerant of the others as they come and take your hand or weave the ring, whatever. So that's another idea, a use for the social medium called LinkedIn that's largely targeting the business community. Okay. Well, I'll just move on to YouTube then. YouTube is known to so many people. I think it says, is it at the bottom? It says it's largely used for entertainment. It's in the text here somewhere. Anyway, yeah, you watch videos posted by other users, and you can upload videos of your own. In fact, these sessions that Jean's arranged are, as she said, are being recorded, and we have a BC Federation a YouTube page that they'll be posted on. Many are, including Mike Hogan's excellent marketing sessions. So Google did acquire YouTube in 2006. Um, and yeah, videos can be played on the YouTube web page, which is only makes sense, but also they can be posted in embedded fashion on other websites. And the thing there is that when it's embedded on another website, it accesses the files from the YouTube server. So yeah, if you got a web page with a video you really love, you can embed the YouTube version of your video and people can see it right on your page. They don't have to go specifically to YouTube. And then the third section down, a longtime slogan's been broadcast yourself, implying that it's a service designed primarily for ordinary people. I resent that. Ordinary people who want to publish videos. Um, and then at the bottom, you can post instructional videos, but most people simply visit YouTube for fun. Um, that's the line I was referring to earlier. Um, there's something to be considered here, yeah, and that is to consider how your video serves as a timestamp relative to image or reference to whatever the subject is. In the case of our dance, it's a huge range of eras that come up right back into the 50s. But we tried to change image and get away from the traditional dance where look and a floor full of people over age 70. Um, YouTube won't let you leave that era because you're unless the video is taken down, those are on there for maybe forever. Who knows? I just wondered what I've got. I'm looking at my notes here. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop the share. I see what's happening because I've went to a full screen. It blocked my icons, Gene, at the bottom. Uh, I would like just to point out that oh gee, uh, the BC Federation has that promotional video that was done years ago. It's a 10-minute piece that follows one couple who are friends with another couple. They discuss the wonders, the benefits of square dancing. And then the dancing couple takes their non-dancing friends to a dance, a beginner's dance. Of all people, it's Steve Edlin doing the calling, the instruction, and it follows them through how you learn, even ends with them at the all-important food window as they pick up celery sticks. And I think there's some Nanaimo bars there too. Okay, I did think it would have to be a complicated thing here. Mary Ann did this wonderful video, promotional video. I would try to find it and show it to you as an example of what's posted on YouTube, something you could access for your club. Okay, I'll see if that will open for me here, and then I'll share it once I get it set to go. Square dance introduction number 2, Marianne, was the one that I grabbed here. Excuse me, my system might be running a little too slow. Okay. Okay, let me find the share again, find the video, and let's go large screen. Let's see if she's going to play for you. It's only 1 minute and 8 seconds long, but okay. We don't want to start at the end. Come on, back to the start. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm forgetting something, Gene, and that is got to turn on the audio. There we go. Let's try this again. Okay. Come on, machine. Yeah, so I sure thank Marianne for putting that together. So it's on YouTube, and Marianne's made that available to any of us that need about a 1 minute piece to promote our activity. Um, I was, I noted there one of the still image, one of the still images was snowshoe square dancing. Nick and Marianne had their dancers out in the backyard trundling around in snowshoes. That was great. Okay, let me find this once again now. Um, okay. So moving on to, I was hoping everybody, if you've got questions on any of this, certainly jot a note down and we can backtrack. But I wanted to give you this overview. So here we go. So Facebook is the biggie. It's free. It's a social networking website. This is notable that in Canada, 64% of the population are on Facebook. Makes it worthy of being used for dance promotion. So on Facebook, you can create profiles, you can upload photos and video, and you can send messages. Once you start your page, you begin to select other Facebook users as friends, and it is super interactive. You can like, you can love, you can comment, you can share posts. Other people can share yours. It's got features like Marketplace, where members can post, read, and respond to classified ads. Groups. I see some of the Vancouver Island dancers are utilizing the groups feature. People with a common interest can group together on Facebook. It's got an event section to publicize an event. And let me see. Yeah, apparently there's a feature I've not used. It's called Pages. It lets members create and promote a public page built around a certain topic. So I'll just flip my page. What else was absolutely important? If you do have a message posted on your Facebook page, you can pin it to the, as they say, to the top of your timeline so that it always comes up. Okay, I'm going to exit that because there was a chance we might see somebody on the system here from Fredericton, New Brunswick. The society was sharing some of our information. Yeah, thanks, Mary Ann, for that message. I'm sorry, my system is having trouble with the fact I've got a few windows open to do this. Yeah, anyway, what I wanted the Fredericton people to know is that through Facebook's option of having a page on a dedicated subject, we did that with our Festival 2019 in Salmon Arm. And that's a great example of a use of a page for a specific event. Just wondering if I can bang into that, hoping like heck that we're not going to. Okay, it's facebook.com. It's a BC Festival 2019. I'm hoping like heck it's not going to ask me for a passcode because I don't remember now what it is. Let's see what it brings up here. Let you see. Okay. Yeah. So when we had the festival, this was used to promote certainly to the dance community to get them to come. It was also useful with certain articles to tell people in the Shuswap about our festival and encourage them to come as spectators. During the event, I had all my computer equipment at the motel, and I posted text and images while the event was underway. And then post-event, I developed what's called kind of a reflections, I think they called it, reflecting back. There's a video reflecting a calling session with the Brenzy family and Gord Rudig of Powell River. There's the reflections title. And that's promoting the souvenirs that were available. Captured in photos. I wonder if this would play for us here. And that was only 30 seconds, but I don't think we'll watch that again. The other thing is when you do post to Facebook, Facebook's wonderful analytics, as they call them, will track the progress of your post. 402 people were reached by that because the text had opportunities to play the video and possibly 190 people either played the video or clicked the link. So that shows the interactivity right there. And here's where people can love, like, 5 people there loved that video. One absolutely loved it. Over here is an interesting thing. Oh, people can share to their Facebook pages something they like. In this case, it wasn't made public, so all I can say is that 5 people shared the material. I think we could go back to that later if there's anything you wanted to follow up on. My mind goes through so many possibilities, everybody, because this is powerful stuff in terms of reaching people. The festival page, I guess the the really important thing is because when you sign up to Facebook, you tell them what your birth date is. As a result, they can group us together by age group. They learn your sex. They learn your interests through what's called algorithms. Their system is monitoring the type of stuff you're interested in, picking up on keywords. So they develop a profile on each of us. Yeah, I know it's kind of 1984-ish, but that's the modern era. And what that does is make it incredibly useful for advertising. So that's what attracted me to using Facebook to advertise our dance form. Let me see, I've got a window here. I'll just I'll close here we go. I want to show you kind of the guts of the system. This is our Federation Facebook page. This is a composite, or I'm sorry, it's a list of the actual ads and the cost that ran in January of 2020, just as the darn pandemic was upon us and caused a lot of this to crash. But as ads are established, as I learn where the club's going to dance, what day, time, all of the details, then I can structure an ad. The ads are generally 15 seconds. It's a montage of images. It can be video. I'm really limited. I've only got one good clogging video. It's usually silent. And there's a strategy to that. Facebook is largely utilized by people with smartphones, and they don't have the sound turned on. They go around with their smartphone, they see a Facebook thing come up on their page, they click on it, it plays through 15 seconds, and they'd have to scramble to get their earbuds out if they were going to try to listen to it. So this is this is January of 2020. All these different ads ran for clubs in that period. I was just wondering if there's one that would be, well, there's one that would be really relevant since we've got Merv and Sandy with us. First of all, if I look at Thompson Valley Stars, I can view a chart that shows the performance of the ad. Oh yeah, it wants me to give it a range. There we go. A lifetime range, please. Now the ad was not shown to all demographic groups because with limited funding, we had to, as it shows there with the graphs, kind of had to start at 45 and over. So it has split the viewership of the ad for Thompson Valley Stars into the male, female. As we all know, women like to dance more than men. So the ad gets a lot more. I think there's 72% there at the bottom, as opposed to 26% men. And then it looks like among the women, the 55 and over age group, those graphs are about the same height there. It it was distributed to, at least of those that clicked for information, it it was most popular with that age group. Let me see here now. I was trying to get into, okay, let's see if we can, we had $306 for most of the clubs each last January. Can I get into edit here? When you place these ads, all of this information has to be set in stone. It says I can't edit it. Well, that's because it's come and gone. But you put in the page that you want the Facebook user to go to. So that would be specific information about Thompson Valley Stars. This looks to be the actual ad. Can I bring up Facebook post with comments? Okay, I won't let this go on too much longer here, but I'm bringing up the actual ad that ran in about January of 2020. Come on, machine. Well, maybe I did something wrong there. Okay, where's the ad? Okay, we got her. What people actually see, as I said, everybody, there's so darn much to this, but when a Facebook ad appears in a targeted area, and in the case of this club, it went specifically into kind of, let's call it the greater Kamloops area. I forgot my train of thought. At random. It targets the sex, male or female or both. It's usually both that I use, and targets the geographic area. And also, it's incredible. You can target, maybe add interest in dance. What was the start time? 7 p.m. You can tell the system, please don't show this ad to people in certain professions, careers, jobs where they're working at night. There's no point showing the ad to somebody that can't come at 7 o'clock on a Thursday night. So you can block those people that are in the Facebook database from seeing the ad. Now, when the ad actually comes up at random, they don't ask for it. It just pops up on their Facebook screen. You'll see the top part of this graphic of this text, just the top part, and then the video will be below it. Okay,
Brian,
it says that it's having issues. Yes.
yeah, Brian, I was going to tell you we're having issues because you keep kind of freezing up. So you're quite glitchy.
Yeah, I feel glitchy. Let me see if this will play, even if it glitches. Here we go. No audio. I'll just drag this back once again because there's a method to the madness. Gene, I don't know if I guess when we deal with, oh, I'm sorry, having trouble getting it to get back there. When you create an ad, there's a strategy called AIDA, AIDA, and it's an acronym for attention, involvement, desire, and action. So there's an attempt here at getting people's attention, for starters, with this Kamloops Scenic, and it says Kamloops on the screen. Then next, you want to involve people in your ad, followed by a desire to learn to square dance in this case, and then action will be that final bit at the end, where to click, where to go. I'm moving my mouse around a key thing. It's a tab that says Learn Mold for the ad, and it will take them through to the full information page for Thompson Valley Stars. Let me just roll this up again there. So remember AIDA, attention, involvement, desire, and action. Attention, involvement, I hope they'll see some joy and fun there. We hope that Seeing a local guy, seeing a building they'd recognize would make them want to sign up or call or click, at least click on learn more to, I can try it. It might be at a great risk, but let me click on learn more. Are you gonna go for me? Okay, we're getting there. Jean and I are going to revise this page. There we go. We're going to revise this page because it's not set for different mobile and different computer devices. But when they click, because we've sold them on possibility of taking lessons, that comes up. Discover a new fitness activity in 2020. That's great fun, very enjoyable. Reiteration of the date, time, location. There's the building again. You can even click. That would take you to a Google map where it says click here for a map. A little bit more, what is it? Mike Hogan used the term elevator pitch, a short, influential pitch about what you're selling. Merv is doing the West Coast Square Dance program, fun condensed instruction period. There's that lovely picture with his pet bird. No, that's really not a real bird. And there's the contacts with an email. There's the club web page, the club Facebook page. And what is this last thing? I'd noted, Merv and Sandy, that Gloria Mertens, I'm not sure if she's still in, certainly not through the pandemic, but she's from Ashcroft. And they did a great newspaper article where she, as it says there, she expressed with delight that she and her husband discovered the square dance recreation. And I think she reiterates that her husband he dragged his feet as normal. But and then, by the way, it goes on to round dance instruction led by
Brian?
Sam. Yeah,
Check your chat, please.
yeah. I think. My goodness, I've got 6 chats. Time for Chinese from Skip the Dishes. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I think let's look at my notes here. I think we're doing pretty good. And I think you get an idea of the power of Facebook for advertising. Didn't really get into, but it's really taken off with young people. It's called TikTok, and it's a 15-second video social media page. People can create videos and they can edit them, doctor them up. There might be an application here for our activity, but
I think we lost him. Oh, no, we didn't. Almost did. You're muted again, Brian. Sorry. There you go.
yeah, I'll close some windows here so that this doesn't freeze up on me. You can go, Betty, bye. And there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're ready to open discussion?
Yeah, I think so, everybody. And I'm sorry, to some degree, I'm so darn excited about the possibilities and quite disappointed there just aren't that many interested in what we could really do to spread the word, especially if we got some money to put into the pot. You might all remember that Mike Hogan showed great frustration over the lack of awareness about building funding. He even donated to his local group and they didn't know what to do with the money, so he asked for some money back. So, yeah. So open your mics, everybody, if you got anything to throw at me.
Sandy?
Tomatoes, that's fine.
I have 3 questions. Can we post YouTube's links on Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
Is it easy to do?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, just like a photo sort of
Yeah.
thing. Okay, when we
Um,
post and asked if you want it public, where actually does it go? To just all your friends, or does it go all over the world? Or when it says public? That's on Facebook.
No, Sandy, you just froze up on me. Can you repeat that, please?
Yes, when we post anything on Facebook and it says, do you want to go public, which I usually do, where actually does that go? To all your friends or to the world?
The world.
Oh, I think, Jean, you might know better, but anywhere in the world, if they've got a Facebook account, they can look in.
Yep. If you're posting it as a public posting, it's open to anyone who wants to look at it. There are options to post it just to your friends or on your timeline as well. Okay, that's the
Okay.
settings that you have to check yourself.
And my last question was, I used to deal with Pinterest quite a bit, and you get all those little pictures and things you could use, but then somebody said some of them aren't, we're not allowed to use them legally. Is that true?
Well, you should have consent, any pictures you post.
So how do you get consent from all those ones they post up there?
If they're already posted, then
Pinterest?
you can repost them. Okay, if they're already posted, you can repost them on your Pinterest page.
So if they're
Okay.
in Pinterest, that means they're posted?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, so you can repost something on Pinterest, but if you're putting up new pictures, you want to make sure you have consent.
okay.
Could I also comment that just because they went public doesn't mean the public's going to see them. Somehow you have to be able to drive that person to your page to see it. And that's the trick we all struggle with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. There was any other immediate questions there? I'm having an issue with freeze up, I'm sorry, but the other thing I really didn't get into, and let me just get the right page here. The Fraser Valley Square and Round Dance Association has a promotion committee headed up right now by Brent Maudsley. And they were looking at non-monetary ways of getting Facebook messages into all parts of the Fraser Valley. So what have I got here? Brent sent me some information. He says the promo committee through a committee person, Greg Dahlgren, has identified 80 Facebook community groups in the Fraser Valley area that we plan on posting square dance awareness messages to. Right now they're finalizing the message. In what I had for you, I did that in the Glen Rosa subdivision of West Kelowna, and it was limited response. But as Mike Hogan said to us, we've got to get on this awareness thing early in the game, let people know we exist, what we're about. So I saw it at least as an awareness building effort. But yeah, I was thinking if anybody might have something else for a moment, I really would like to have you see that, darn it. That was in
All right, Brian.
Yeah.
Would you be able to put together a short video that we can post on the website explaining that? It might be easier if you can do that, and you can use Zoom to do it or whatever you like. But if you did a short video, then it would be available to anybody who wants to look at it to find out the logistics of using Facebook advertising.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, Gina. The one thing I'm a little hesitant about with this plan of the promotion committee from the Fraser Valley is generally a Facebook community group is closed to those that live in that community. And they usually have somebody monitoring the page and interviewing you, so to speak, when you apply to be part of it. So I'm not sure whether they'll be able to access all 80 pages, but
Could I tell you my experience from Williams Lake? I post on our Williams Lake Facebook page, but I know that nobody's going to see that except other square dancers. And in fact, it's square dancers from all over the world that are following that page and have nothing to do with Williams Lake. So I looked for community groups. There's one called, these are Facebook pages that somebody has decided to start up, and they've set certain rules that you have to follow, things that you can say or not say. And if you follow the rules, then they generally let you post your information. So I've got one called Positively Williams Lake, and there's one called Ask Williams Lake. There's one called Stay Up to Date Williams Lake. I found one called Caribou Comments, and I post my square dance information on those pages. It's free. And as long as I follow their rules, sometimes they say you can only post once a week, or you're not allowed to sell or put an ad for something you're selling, or whatever their rules are, you follow them. And I get quite a few people who comment back. They say, this looks good, or let's try this, or whatever. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to turn up to square dance, but at least I know they saw it. But the part you have to be careful of is there are some sites that are just really crude and rude. And there's one called Purge Williams Lake or something, and they just attack every business there is in Williams Lake, and they use foul language. And so I quickly left that group. So you have to join these groups and then decide which ones are useful to you. And not all 80 would be useful, I think.
No, that's true.
That's a good point, but they would probably have to join the community group in most of those 80 locations, would
Yeah,
they
you
not?
do have to join. You have to be admitted.
Yeah, yeah. I did find my particular one, everybody. It's just a static thing, so shouldn't be a problem to bring up here. So my page, my community, we've been tracking a particular cat that's been loose in the area lately. So this page has been a wonderful help. His name's Boris, and he's a lovely little fella. But anyway, this is the Glen Rosa, my subdivision, community shop and talk. So it is a public group, but as I say, there's a moderator that restricts participation. So there I am back in September of 16. Irene and Nadine might be interested in this one because I'm basically promoting lessons square dance lessons at the West Side Squares, dancing in West Kelowna at the community hall. So in this case, I had actually done an earlier one before there was a free lesson. And then this one is promoting the first paid lesson. So you try to make it somewhat local, referencing, here I've referenced the community center, how far it would be to drive from a school that's near me, Helen Gorman Elementary, and how far it would be from another school, Glen Rosa. You know, tried to write something promotional, how for couples it's together time to learn to square dance, although couple singles youth are welcome. Parents, it suggests you can consider making it a social recreation for the whole family, advising ages 8 and up as the kind of the minimum. Mentioning September as an introductory month for those that want to get into the activity. Mentioned Square and Round Dance Awareness Week, and maybe there's a price there. Here's an example of links. There's the West Side Club link for more information. And it mentions that Valley First Credit Union had a grant program that we applied for and got $500 out of. If you're doing something in the community that benefits the community, they were forking over these grants. They called it a simple generosity program. And then here's an example. So in the same way we saw an ad for Thompson Valley Stars in Kamloops, you can embed the link to an ad like Thompson Valley. In this case, it's the ad for the West Side Squares group. So if I clicked on that, it would go to the West Side Squares 15-second Facebook ad. And by the way, when we purchase time on Facebook, because Facebook owns Instagram, they also run a lot of the material on Instagram, not at the same cost. What's this link down here? Um, oh, this takes you back to the previous post of maybe a week or two early. So you can see the interactivity here. These links can take you back, forward, referencing things. And then I'll just click on the first of the pictures. When you click on a little grouping of pictures like that, it opens a larger window. And this is the actual, it was the first night, Irene. It was when they gathered. There was a young couple, particularly young couple there in the front right. Yeah. And that's, oh, there you are.
Yeah, I see that.
Wave, smile. Irene's wearing the bib to identify as the dancing the male position there. Oh, there's a lovely shot of the young woman. I don't think we retained them. I know we didn't retain them,
no.
but sure nice. Look at the fun she's having
Yeah.
there, the smile.
That older couple in the front, we did retain.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Una and oh God, it's gone.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
No, I don't think his name
David.
was God.
David.
No.
It was David.
And I don't know
David?
this lady, she just snuck in.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't see it showing on the screen at the moment, but generally I put a little bit of text as to what you're looking at. And this shot was taken for purposes of with Valley First Credit Union that we made wise use of their $500. So it was basically a group shot of the newcomers with a few angels mixed in there. And then it was an opportunity because by this time the provincial proclamation had come out. So there's a reference to that. I think that's the last photo in the sequence. Yeah. So that was the Glen Rosa community page utilized for no charge, no extra cost. You know, there were a couple. Can I pop into that again? Just because the other thing that I've not talked about. Oh dear, it's not. Is it gonna? I thought we had a couple comments. We've got a couple likes there. This is a big thing. When people comment in particular, and that's the comment option there. If we're running these paid ads, people can, you can converse with them. If you're the Thompson Valley Stars or your Valley or Surrey Square Wheelers, and you're monitoring your ad, and these comments pop up, you can go into that and communicate with those people. Say thank you for your comment, or thank you for clicking on our ad. Do you have any questions? And they'll invariably respond with something. I'm single, and do you take singles? You know, that interactivity is so valuable. And when we talk about word of mouth, that's the modern version of it. These people come to the fore. You can go into the technology and converse with them. Something not to be forgotten. Virtually none of the clubs have volunteers designated to working with Facebook in particular, and working with the Federation on these paid ads. I know them, I get notice of them and respond as best I can. But how nice if it can be a local club rep that does that. Anybody falling asleep? Yeah. 2:14 I've got here.
Yeah, does anybody else have comments or suggestions
Buddy.
or want to know more?
I got some, a bit of stuff, Gene and
That at
Brian.
least will give you an overview.
Okay.
We're part of the promo committee for Fraser Valley. And I was involved a bit with Greg in looking at what he was wanting to do. But his main concern is the amount of free advertising that he thinks is available, rather than spending money sending it to Brian. I don't think that's a good idea personally, but he's gone off and him and Brent have generated a whole list of these so-called safe, free places that he's going to contact. Unfortunately, of course, COVID comes along at the wrong time and screwed that up. But it's something that we're going to start to as soon as we kind of get going again. One of my things though is that square dancing isn't a start in August for a September kind of thing. It should be 24/7, 365 advertising and promoting group, and we've never really done that. We need to have something that's available and out in the public's eye all year long, all the time. So Facebook would be good for that, but the advertising that is being put in right now is only for the clubs for a certain period of time before they get started. And it's really a shame we can't do more, but that's the way it's set up at the moment. You can only do so much with so much money. But
Yeah, I know we've got to discuss at the upcoming AGM. We've got that wonderful money that's come in from the Swinging Sing. I know we're eating away at it a little bit already, but I wonder if this is the time to really give it a good kick and invest a really good chunk of money in trying to build ourselves up, given this opportunity with people starved for social reconnection.
Oh, Brian.
By the way, I was going to say
Yeah, Brian, I'm going to interrupt you for a minute. Before we go any further, in order for the BC Federation to spend money on advertising, we need a program that comes to us with a plan. We need a plan. We're not gonna give out a whole bunch of money to something that is not well thought out and planned. And that's why I wanted to get more people involved in this advertising. So Brian gets a break too.